What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I truly appreciate you. So in today's video, I'm going to be answering some of your questions. I know you guys left me a lot of questions. I'll be answering all these questions together. A disclaimer, please. I am not a UK recruitment agency. I am just a resident in the United Kingdom, trying to see opportunities for people who are interested in migrating or relocating into the UK. So I'm giving information based on what I know and based on what I have seen on the gov.uk website. And like I always say in my video, the information is there for all of us. So everything I am saying, you can verify. I'm going to be leaving links in the description box below. I've got my phone here and I am going to be reading some stuffs out for you. We'll be reading it together actually from the gov.uk's website. So some of the questions that I'm going to be answering include your concerns about studying in the UK, even when you are working as a healthcare assistant, about whether you can bring in your dependents, about the salary of a healthcare assistant in the UK, things relating to your migration into the UK as a healthcare assistant. So if this is what you are interested in, please keep on watching. Like this video, leave me comments below, contribute also if you have further contributions or suggestions, or you have a different opinion from mine. Please leave it in the comment section. Let's all learn together. If you are new here, my name is Victoria. Thank you so much for stopping by. Now, when you're coming in as a healthcare assistant into the UK, you'll be granted the health and care worker visa. Let's start with the salary. Salary differs from place to place. Like salaries in London area will definitely be higher than salaries in the northern part of England. However, the cost of living in London and its environment is actually higher, very higher compared to the northern side of the country. So when you are picking where you want to work in as a healthcare assistant or as a health worker here in the United Kingdom, you've got to choose wise. Now, if you ask me where is the best place for you to come into, I really won't be able to tell you, because it depends on individual preferences. I've seen people who are hell-bent on going to London. Like, I am going to London, I'm going to stay in London. Is London or nowhere else? I've seen people like that. I've interacted with people like that. And I've also seen people that when they compare both, they be like, oh, I think I prefer the northern side of England. I think I prefer Ireland. I think I prefer Scotland. I think I prefer this and that. So the best thing that I will tell you is do your own research online. Like, just go online and type in cost of living in London or cost of living in Nottingham. Just enter a particular county or a particular town that you are probably thinking you like to settle in when you get to England. Type it in, check the cost of living and compare it, with other towns also. You get? So I believe that should help you to be able to determine and confirm and choose where you want to go to in the UK. And sometimes when you are coming into the UK, you don't really have a luxury of choices. Like, if you say you want to go to London and you've got sponsors in other parts of the country who are not in London, will you say you're not going because it's not in London? I don't know. I don't know. But I feel when you're coming into the UK, you really don't have a lot of choices at first. So when you spend your first few years in the UK, your eyes will have known ground. You'll have known different places. You'll have made friends in different parts of the country. You'll have interacted with different people in different parts of the country, and then you'll be able to make a decision based on that and say, oh yes, I want to move to this part of England, or I want to move out of England entirely, I want to move to another part of the United Kingdom. There are still some people who are asking me what certificate of sponsorship is. Like I said, when you're coming into the UK as a healthcare assistant, you need the health and care worker visa. And before you can get the health and care worker visa, you need a certificate of sponsorship. Certificate of sponsorship is like a document that you present to the immigration people, to the UK immigration body, to say, yes, I have an employer in the United Kingdom. I'm going into the United Kingdom to work for this particular company, for this particular NHS trust. So when they see that, they know that yes, you have a purpose for coming into the UK, you are coming to work, and you have an evidence. The evidence is your certificate of sponsorship. Certificate of sponsorship is your evidence that yes, you indeed have an employer in the United Kingdom. You get. And after working for 5 years on this health and care worker visa, you can actually apply to settle in the United Kingdom. We call it ILR, indefinite leave to remain. So you can apply for an ILR, and then you become like a permanent resident, a permanent resident in the United Kingdom. So you have a settled status, and then in about a year or so, you can actually apply for your British citizenship. So that is how it works. So these are the things that you can do and you cannot do as somebody who is working as a healthcare assistant in the United Kingdom, or as somebody who is on a health and care worker visa in the United Kingdom. They are both the same thing. They are both the same. But for the purpose of this video, I know that a lot of people watching me want to come into the UK as healthcare assistants. So when you finally get the opportunity to come into the UK to work as a healthcare assistant, these are the things that you can do and the things that you are not allowed to do. The list is not exhaustive, okay? But I'm also, like I said, I'm going to be putting the links in the description box so that you can have a read. Go and read it for yourself. You know, have a read through at your leisure. Go through it by yourself. So the things that you can do, you can work in the capacity that the employer puts you. That is, you are coming in to work as an healthcare assistant for a particular company or the NHS trust. You are expected to do that job and to do it for the minimum number of hours. I think the permanent hours that we've got here in the UK is 37.5. At least 37.5 hours. So you need to work on that job at least 37.5 hours in a week. Another thing that you can do when on this type of visa is that you can work an additional work. Is that even correct English? You can take on additional job. And what are the type of additional job that you can take? According to the gov.uk website, you can do additional paid work on this visa as long as you are still doing the job that you are being sponsored for. You can also do unpaid voluntary work. You can work up to 20 hours a week in a job that's either in the same occupation code and at the same level as your main job, and it is also in a shortage occupation. What this means is that if you get a certificate of sponsorship to come into the UK to work as a healthcare assistant, you have to work that work. You have to do that job that you have been sponsored for. You have to do that job. So if you want to take additional work, the maximum number of hours that you can work extra is 20 hours. You know, like I said earlier, permanent job here in the UK starts from around 37.5, depending on what your contract says with your employer. So you are working normally for your employer, but you can take on extra 20 hours outside of the job that your employer employed you for. But that particular job must also be in the same category of job you are doing in the UK. So if you're an healthcare assistant, that job should also be an healthcare assistant job, and you shouldn't work more than extra 20 hours in a week. In addition to that, you can do voluntary work, you can study, you can bring your partner and children. So for those asking, can their dependents come? Yes, your dependents can come. If you are a man, your wife and your children can come. If you are a woman, your husband and your children can come with you if they are eligible. You can bring them with you as your dependents if they are eligible. So you can't just take anybody to say that you want to bring them in. No, they have to be your first family. You get, they really have to be your dependents before you can bring them in. Then you can also travel abroad and return to the UK. Like, you can go back to your country, you know, for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, and then come back into the UK. You are allowed to do that. And then you can apply to settle permanently in the UK, also known as indefinite leave to remain. I said this earlier. So if you've lived in the UK for 5 years and meet other eligibility requirements, which I think I've spoken about in a video. I'm going to be linking it in the description box also. So you can actually apply to settle in the UK after you've stayed in the UK for 5 years. And the things that you cannot do: you cannot apply for benefits. Now on your BRP, there's a card that you'll be given when you get to the UK. It's known as biometric residence permit. It's your residence permit. It's like your ticket to living in the UK, your ticket to staying in the UK. So on that BRP, it will be there, gadagba that no access to public funds. So you're not allowed to take up public funds. Anything that's categorized as public funds, you are not allowed to take it. And if you go ahead and take it, it might actually affect your settlement in the UK in the future. And you cannot apply for state pension. You cannot change jobs or employer unless you update your visa. So if you want to change jobs or you want to change employer, you need to update your visa. If you followed my story from last year, for those who have been here for a while, you know, I talked about those things in some of those videos. So you need to, when you're changing employers, you need to update your visa. It's like the normal thing here. If you'd like to watch more videos on how to relocate to the UK as an healthcare assistant and the very useful information, the things that you will need that will be useful for you, make sure that you check out these videos right here. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I'm going to see you guys in my next one. Don't forget to like this video, leave me a comment below, share this video with your friends, and subscribe if you have not. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.